So you've got your camper van, your caravan, your RV, your motorhome, whatever, loaded up, ready to go on your next big adventure. You head out to the middle of the boondocks, then suddenly, boom, the power goes out. Some kind of issue with your 12-volt system. Are you going to be able to fix it? Thankfully nothing like this has happened to me yet, and we can't always be prepared for every single contingency, but with one of these bad boys, you can definitely be prepared for power outages whether in your camper or at home. Now with one of these beasts on board, you can obviously get your fridge going again with that 12-volt socket. You can get your 240-volt gear going, make that all-important coffee with your coffee machine. You can charge up your phone and other devices, and a lot of the time it's going to be enough power to get you out of trouble. Now there are a bunch of companies making these portable power stations currently. I have reviewed a number of them in the past, and I'm going to tell you why this may be my new favourite. This one is a fairly new model, the Delta 2 from EcoFlow. Now it's pretty obvious that EcoFlow have been doing this for a number of years. Their product is really quite polished. Now a couple of quick specs on the Delta 2 before we go into what I like and dislike about it. It is a 1024 watt hours, which equates to about 85 amp hours at 12 volts. Now that is a solid amount of power, guys. Just to give you an idea, my desktop PC, including the monitor, will run off this thing alone for 10 to 11 hours, so that is impressive. The fridge, it would run for 24 hours, no worries at all, even on a hot day. I would say possibly even 2 days. I haven't tested that out, and it is kind of pointless me testing it out because every fridge is different, but 85 amp hours is definitely decent. In here as well is an 1800 watt inverter. I can't believe how much stuff they pack into this little unit. That inverter will surge to 2700 watts. 1800 watts is huge. It's going to run most of your stuff. It's going to run your microwave, no worries. It's going to run your coffee maker, your heater. I think they say like 90% of your stuff will run off 1800 watts, no problem. We've got not 2, not 4, but 6 USB ports on this thing. We've got 2 standard USB-A's, we've got 2 fast charge USB-A's, and we've also got 2 100 watt USB-C ports. So plenty of USB, which is always awesome. We've got a 10 amp cigarette lighter plug on the back. We've got a 12 volt DC5521 output, which is the smaller plug, and also all your 240 volt plugs are on the back as well. This thing can handle up to 500 watts of solar input, which is really good. It's a real disappointment when you see some of these units that can only handle 200 watts or less of solar input. It can really take a long time to charge them up if you can't get a decent amount of solar into them. Now this thing will also take 1200 watts of AC input, so that basically means you can go from 0 to 100% on AC in 80 minutes. So this thing charges quick. Now you don't have to charge it that quick. There are settings in the app. So obviously the faster you charge up any lithium batteries, the shorter its lifespan is. The Delta 2 only weighs about 12 kilos, which is pretty good for a unit of this size. It comes with a 5-year warranty, which is pretty much industry standard, but it's good to see that EcoFlow are getting behind their products. The delivery on this was really quick too. It came in less than a week, so obviously shipped from within Australia. And finally, we also have a remote control app for this, which runs Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Probably the best app for one of these devices that I've seen. It is super polished, it works really well, I like it a lot. Okay, in the Delta 2 box we have obviously the power station itself, very well packaged as you would expect. Usual bit of paperwork and basically some cables, and that is it. So of course you get an AC cable, which is good. It's not one with a big power brick on it. All the charging circuitry is in the actual unit itself, so the cord is just a cord. And it's nice to see that they've included a cigarette lighter 12 volt plug so you can charge it off your car as well. A lot of companies aren't providing that with their units lately. You have to buy that separately. And of course we get the smaller DC charging cable as well. Kind of interesting to see that there is no little baggie to put your cables in supplied with this unit. A lot of different brands give you a bag like this that you can put your stuff in. Not a deal breaker, but interesting to note anyway. Right, the good stuff about this Delta 2 unit. Firstly, the app. I've mentioned before, the app is really nice. It's polished, it's awesome, it works really well. Connects to this unit very easily. First try, no dramas. It has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So you link this thing, or you can, if you want to, link it to your home Wi-Fi. That way you can check on the status of it from anywhere. I tried it myself. It was linked to the Wi-Fi here. I was out bush, as long as I had phone signal, cell signal, I was able to log into the app and it would tell me the status of this thing, as long as it's powered on, of course. Tells you how much power is going in, how much is coming out, state of charge, all that stuff. So really nice app. It's probably the best app that I've seen with one of these units, so good on you, EcoFlow, for that. You can go into the settings here and change how much your device will discharge. So if you want to protect the battery as much as possible, you can set this to say not discharge below 20% and not charge above 80% or whatever. So it'll definitely extend the life of those lithium batteries. So I've obviously set mine here to stop discharging at 20%. Really good thing. It's something that I wish a lot of other power stations had. Another thing that's really good about this unit is you can expand the capacity of it with either an extra kilowatt hour or 2 kilowatt hour battery, which plugs into the side here. If you need a bit more storage, then very easy to upgrade. Now the whole unit itself it's very solid and compact and small, and at 12 kilos it is quite lightweight, as I mentioned. The layout of it is, the layout of these things is a big sticking point for me. I have reviewed units in the past, sort of the more square units that have all the ports and everything on the flat face. As you can see, this one's got stuff on either end, so it's a bit different to anything else I've looked at. But the ones that have all the stuff on this side, if they've got ports on the back, I don't like that, because sometimes you want to just put this thing up against the wall to get it out the way, and if you've got ports coming, or plugs, wires coming out the back, they're either going to get damaged or get in the way. So I find it's much nicer if they have the output ports on the front, input ports on one side. This one's different. As I said, you're either going to love it or hate it. I don't mind it. At first I thought, it's a bit annoying, but it's not bad. You can still put this flush up against the wall because there's nothing on the sides apart from the expansion port on one side. So I do like that all the USBs are on one side and the screen's on the same side. And I don't mind that the 12 volt and the 240 is on the back, but I wish that the on-off buttons for the AC and the DC at the back were on the front, so you could control it all from the front. Unfortunately, you turn it on the front here. If you want to turn on the AC, you can't do it from here. You've got to go to the back. You can turn on the AC at the back, and same with the DC 12 volt. You can of course turn the USB here on the front. So that's not going to bother everybody, but it is something that I would like to see. I would love everything to be on the one side, at least have the controls on the front, but not a deal breaker, because you can of course turn on the AC and the DC and the USB from your phone app. So if it's difficult to reach behind it for wherever you've got it stored, you can use the app. Speaking of the screen, it is super easy to read. No extra information that just clutters it up. It just tells you how long it's going to take to charge up or discharge, state of charge, power going in and out, that sort of stuff. It's just simple, easy to read, nice and bright. The unit itself is actually very low volume, like it's quite quiet. When I have been using the PC and the fans have come on, they're quite quiet. If you can hear now, that's my big 2000 watt inverter come on underneath the seat here. It is much louder than this, so this thing compared to that is super quiet. I have no complaints about the noise that this thing makes. Fans are really low volume. So as you saw, this thing uses the XT60 connector for your solar and also for the DC input. So it's a universal sort of connector these days. Really good that they've used that rather than some kind of proprietary connector. Very easy to plug in different brand solar panels and all that sort of stuff. So as I mentioned, the layout can be a positive or a negative depending on if you like this layout. One thing that may bother you, there is no wireless charging. A lot of these units have a wireless charger on top where you can just sit your phone to charge up. My phone doesn't have wireless charging anyway, so it doesn't bother me, but that's probably something that you should know. No wireless charging on this one. The only other thing that I could pick was that there was no bag for your cables. I mean, it's a tiny thing, and that just goes to show there's really not much that I would improve about this thing. The one last negative is probably the price. These are premium units, guys, and they are quite costly, but they are on special at the moment, so check the link in the description of this video and have a look and just see. I'm pretty sure that they're heavily discounted at the moment. So yeah, even though they are costly, if you can get them you know, with a fairly heavy discount, you're well ahead, because as I said, they are a quality bit of kit, these ones. Okay, now finally, I just wanted to briefly mention the solar panels that you can bundle with this unit. I've got to say, these are the best foldable solar panels that I've encountered so far. You know, I've used ones from Blue Eddy, All Powers, Jackery. This one from EcoFlow, it's 160 watt, 3-panel fold out. It's lightweight, it's thin, it's waterproof, so you don't have to worry about it being out in the weather. It's just super easy to set up. It's only got the 2 kickstand legs, which are held in place with elastic. You don't have Velcro legs. Those things really annoy the crap out of me when you're trying to put out a big 4-panel solar panel and you've got those Velcro things that keep sticking back to the unit, and they do my head in. This one is just super easy to put out, and that's what I like. You want to be able to put it out quickly, move it around easily as the sun moves, and yeah, it's just really nice. I only wish that it had some clips to hold it together and a carry handle on the top. What EcoFlow have done, instead of giving you a clip together unit with a handle, they've given you a bag to put it in. That to me, it's a good idea. It works really well, but it's extra time. You got to unzip that thing, jam it in there. I'm not going to bother with that. I'll just lay it flat somewhere or jam it in somewhere as it is. But yeah, it would be nice if it clipped together and had a handle, but we can't have it all. It is still the best foldable solar panel that I have encountered yet. So good job EcoFlow again. And I reckon that brings us to the end of this video, guys. Well impressed with the EcoFlow stuff. It's up there. It's up there with the best for sure out of what I've used so far. So if you're keen on one of these guys as a backup for your home or your RV or caravan or whatever, check out the links in the description. Grab one while they're discounted. Save yourself a heap of money. And on that, thanks for watching. See you guys on the next adventure. Cheers.